Make vampires less horny again. Yeah, I said it because it's something that needed to be said. Too often, since the mid 90s to early 2000s, the gothic vampire, head of the monsters has turned into nothing but just gothic romantasy. And it's got to stop. It's ruining the genre. Now, when I see vampires, I shouldn't, instead of thinking, oh, this is going to be scary, this creeper looking thing, this bat swooping in and sucking blood and, like just tearing people apart limb by limb. I no longer feel that way. I no longer feel this way. And I'm about halfway through Empire of the Damned, the second book of the Jay Kristoff's. I think it's Empire of the Vampire is the name of the overall series. And I can't help but think how amazing these books would be if vampires were not so sexualized. It is becoming a thing where it's just like, it's all it is. They're taking seduction, which used to be, granted, think of the old Dracula movies. Think of the old Dracula movies, and when you're sitting there, watching this, you're thinking of like seduction. You're thinking of, him entering the bedroom, him seducing the female protagonist. Or, something, or hypnotizing, the male protagonist, something along those lines, where battles ensue, but you expect them to be strong, you expect them to be valiant, you expect them to be insidious in a lot of different ways. But now when I sit there and I think of the vampires, I think of the Buffy the Vampire Slayer vampires. I think of Twilight. I think of Anne Rice. I think of Vampire Diaries. I think of Salem's Lot. I think of Castlevania. I think of all these vampires who basically take away the seduction and make it sexualization. And it's the sexualization part that bothers me. Not because I'm a Puritan. Not because I'm not a red-blooded American male who doesn't mind a sex scene from time to time. It's the fact that I'm complaining about is just it takes away from the fearful nature of the creature. And this creature should be like king of the vampires. It should be the aristocrats of the of the monster kingdom. And instead, it's just turned into, oh, look how beautiful they are, and they're silky smooth, and they're, when they get turned, they become so beautiful. And oh my goodness, does Jay Kristoff not do this in this book? Like, he just, and has done it throughout these books. And that's one thing that does kind of piss me off with this series, even though, don't get me wrong, it's a good series overall. It's got great world building, and some character. I have a problem with the dialogue overall, but it's not just Jay Kristoff that I'm complaining about. It's in everything. It's just in everything. So, I guess, my point is what happened, let's bring back the seduction aspect of it and get away from the sexualization part of it. But that's, I guess, just a modern trend. And it looks like just we're never going to go back to that. It's like, and maybe, I guess, to prove my point, is when it was the seduction horror, it was the dangerous, it was corrupting, it was predatory, it was, a morally unsettling creature. Now it's like a vampire is like some hot immortal boyfriend or girlfriend that looks like somebody from a cheap cologne ad is the way it looks. It looks like, it looks like Johnny Depp, early Johnny Depp vampire kind of style. That's what they're going for now. And it just is so, I get it's trendy, but it's so annoying. And it's just a waste of, I feel like to a certain extent, a waste of my time. And a waste of a lot of people's time. Bring back the Crypt Keeper kind of vampire. The one who's coughing up dust and, got mangly hair or a bat face or something like that, or claws that are just like clawing through the doors trying to get to the character, instead of like looking like he's from like a Gap commercial and he's like pale white. And oh, it just drives me mad at how obnoxiously stupid some of this can get. Or like painting themselves in blood and like lick the blood off me. No, that's not the kind of vampires that I want to see in my horror fantasy. I just don't want that. I want the seduction, if it's a part of it, to be frightening. I want modern fantasy to stop romanticizing this. You don't need the immortal boyfriend fantasy. Like, that was so mid 2000s with a Twilight, and it seems like it's just become the prevalent trend. And basically, when you pick up a vampire story, you might as well be expecting that, because you're not getting the Stephen King vampires. You're not getting like this wretched creature. You're getting the Gap commercial vampires. You're getting the generic vampires. You're getting the really pretty vampires, and that sparkle in the sunlight instead of burning into ash and, ripping people's throats out. It's ridiculous. It's the aristocratic sex symbol. It's the misunderstood bad boy thing. It's the morally tortured petty corpse. And that's what they are, guys. They are petty corpses. They are petty, soulless corpses, and they should look that part. They're not your heroes of the story. They're not your anti-heroes of the story. They are creatures of the night who only seek to feast on your blood. And there's nothing wrong with that. Let's bring back the ugly vampire. Let's bring back the ugly vampire. You know what? That is what we need back. Let's make that a comeback. I want more diseased, ancient, cursed, and wrong vampires. I want vampires that smell like crypts. I want vampires that look like something God forgot to bury. I'm not saying not every vampire has to look like this. I'm just saying, let's not have our vampires look like they belong from a cologne ad. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. Please tell me I am not the only person in all the world that has this problem. And as much as I love Jay Kristoff's Empire of the Damned, I'm halfway through it. This is not my review for this. But at the same time, this book brought out this rant in me. And it's overwhelmed me, and it's made me really frustrated, because I used to love vampire stories, and now they just make me roll my eyes. Like, they just make me roll my eyes, because I just feel like they're so petty and so trivial, and just basically, to be honest, getting to be a waste of my time. Let me know if you agree. If you disagree. I know a lot of people love the Empire of the Vampire series, and don't get me wrong, I have my ups and downs with this series. I really truly do. It's like it like hits like these grand peaks, and then it like sinks down to the very bottom depths of the ocean at times. And so I'm like, it's very bipolar in that regard. Like, I don't know what I'm going to get on each page. But overall, guys, let me know what y'all think of this. Like, do y'all want to bring back the ugly vampire? Do you want to dispose of the horny vampires? Do you want that to just go by the wayside and never be ever again, to not exist, to stab it in the heart and to say, no more, we're taking back vampire lore, and we are going to make it less sparkly, less beautiful, and more crypt keeper-ish. That's all I'm saying. As always, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and thanks for watching, and y'all take care.